We're back, Jacks and Jackettes.
Are there any Jackettes? I was thinking on the way here. I wonder how many. You know how many female?
You know what? I don't
right?
think it shows me that.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I will tell you this: that I'm thinking that's why when Sarah's on the podcast, that there's more views and more downloads on certain ones because I think the women are coming in. I've heard several women I know like, oh yeah, when Sarah's on, I come listen. So I'm thinking maybe that's why the higher downloads.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Possible. Yep.
But if there is women on listening to this, which I'm sure there's some, I appreciate you listening. And I mentioned some stuff on the last one talking about Sandy Hook, and some people are starting to say I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist. That's all right. I think the reality of things is there's a lot more crazy stuff going on than we can even imagine.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times the conspiracy theorists aren't as far off as some we think they are. Not saying I agree with a lot of stuff people will say. Like, I'm not even going to talk about this. I'm going to have Matt Yarbrough on sometime and talk about 9/11. Because, you know what I mean? Because Matt will come out with he's read, that guy's a book. I don't know if he's reading as much as he used to, but.
Yeah. Hope he is.
Anyways, we're going to touch back on the the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. I have some good information to bring to light. A lot of things have come out and changed since the original. Oh, you want to hear something crazy too? I recorded that the next morning, okay? So whatever day that was that happened on, I can't remember the exact date. The next morning, I was reading the news.
It's a full.
It's full, dude, to the brim.
There you go. Take it down.
I was reading on there, and I was just getting madder by the second, and I just came in here and hit record, and I recorded that podcast. Well, it's funny because everything I said in that podcast, all of a sudden, about a day or two later, all these other people that do the big names, right? Like, what's his name? Ben Shapiro, and all the liberal people, everybody. I was like, they are saying everything I said right out the gate.
Yeah.
Except, so it wasn't like I was copying or pulling information from them. They were saying a lot of these things about the gun. Oh, I know what it was. I didn't really listen to all of it, and maybe on my way to work tonight I will, but I was going to read a statement for you. His title, do you listen to Ben at all? I don't really.
Yeah.
You do consistently?
He's part of my,
He's your
every day,
consistent. Okay. If you guys want to listen to that kind of stuff, Ben Shapiro Show, Daily Wire. But this was his title, and I was like, that is what I talked about the whole time on the episode and this is his title. He does so many.
He uses every day.
Yeah, every day, multiple times sometimes.
Weekends, yeah.
So let me go back. Okay, because his title of this was like, that's exactly what I said before I read it from anybody else. Okay, when was that shooting? Because he's done so many, and that hasn't only been about a week. Oh, wait, right here. Is this it? Had been before this because he's already talking about mass shootings. My goodness, he does a lot.
He hit on it again afterwards.
Has he done it more than once? Okay, wait, May 10th. What are we? Dude, we're way.
He did it. The real reason children died in Uvalde.
I wonder if he changed his title.
Posturing on graves. Some people do that.
Yes, right there. What episode is that?
1503.
1503. This is exactly what I said in my deal, but he obviously uses a lot better words and verbiage. Posturing on graves isn't virtue; it's moral sickness. Actually, he changed that. That's not exactly what it said, but it's still getting the same point across. He's using this situation to build something off of gun control, and that's what I had said a bunch on this. I said he loves this. I hate to say it, that's a sick person, but that whole community loves this situation because it helps them fill their agenda.
Oh yeah, it's one way for them to, like I said, posture and really to get what they want. Like they're seizing on the opportunity. And what somebody on the left, they said, don't let a crisis go to waste.
Yep.
Like you have to.
What's her name said that? She's the one that said that. Old bucktooth, old
Hillary?
No, not the other one. The other one.
I don't know.
You know
the
who?
Vice President?
The one that always tears papers up in the Senate and.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi's the one that said that.
Cackler.
Don't let it go to waste. The old cackler do. Hold on, let me grab a pen. Go ahead, start some information because I got a bunch I want to go over too.
So, one of the things that you really kind of heard this over this last week, everybody's talking about gun control, and really when you hear the Democrats talk about gun control and guns, they have like no idea. It's like you have no idea what a gun is. I was trying to find a clip of where Joe Biden was talking to somebody.
Oh, do you want to plug this in?
Yeah, let me plug it in.
You just need regular.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not crazy long though, so.
Oh, it's just right here.
And I'll turn the get the volume up.
So I was trying to find one.
And crank the volume out on that.
Okay.
So
is it gonna blare?
No, I'll come down and then we'll work up into it.
I wish I could find the exact clip. It was one he was talking about.
We'll go ahead and find it because I'm gonna.
Here's an old clip of Joe Biden talking about what you should do. This is his way of like handling things.
Okay.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double barrel shotgun. Have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun. And I promise you, as I told my wife, we live in an area that's wooded and somewhat secluded. I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here or walk out, put that double barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts outside the house.
First of all, you can't do that.
No.
I don't care where you live.
With other people around.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
I promise you, who's ever coming in is not going to. You don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim. It's harder to use. And in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect.
Here's the thing. Like, Second Amendment shall not be infringed.
Exactly.
And when you think like you don't need it or why do you need this, it's none of your business why you need it or not.
None of your business.
And he has that comment he makes about what are the deer running around with Kevlar vests? I mean, it's not for deer hunting. The Second Amendment is not about
has nothing
hunting.
to do with that.
I don't
nothing
care.
To do with it.
It doesn't matter what I need. They make the comments. This is so ridiculous. They weren't allowed to own cannons. Yes, they were back in the day.
Yeah.
They can own whatever they
That's
wanted to.
Some of the same stuff I was looking at.
So many stupid lies, and they have no idea.
But that's exactly right. What you're saying is they don't even know what they're talking about. They're just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
They're taking stuff off they watched off of Rambo and trying to throw it in something. It's like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, stop talking about stuff. I mean, now, let me revert how I said that, okay? I have said stuff. We've all said stuff. Like, I had to correct myself on the thing about him losing a child. I didn't know that. So I get back on here publicly and say, okay, I was wrong on that, and fix that. Those guys, that's not the point what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a whole different thing. They know the majority of people out there don't know this information, and they just believe anything they hear. Because these are leaders, right?
Right.
These people are big names. They're people that are supposed to know stuff that when they speak of it, they're educated. They know all this stuff,
Yep.
So I'm trying to pull up these.
I think I found a clip here, but of course it's going to be like an ad that plays. Oh, here we go. Listen to this, and I don't know if you heard this about him talking about 9mm and why nobody needs a 9mm.
Oh yeah,
This is.
I was watching stuff for like an hour last night.
Oh, I got it muted. Okay, here we go.
When I first started doing hearings on the issue of what rational gun laws should be, it was during a period when I was a senator.
I don't think we'll be able to tell
the
these.
death rate was going up. Not that many more people were being shot, but the death rate was up. And I went, I think it was, I'm not sure, I think it was Hahnemann Hospital in New York, whatever the largest trauma hospital is. And I sat with a trauma doctor. And I asked him,
I can read what he's saying here.
I know. See, just read because I don't think.
Okay. When I first started doing this is his quotes. When I first started doing hearings on this issue, talking about gun control, what rational gun laws should be, it was during this period when I was a senator, and the death rate was going up. Not that many more people were being shot, but the death rate was going up. And when he's talking too fast here, surprisingly. And I think I was at a trauma hospital in New York. Whatever the largest trauma hospital is. He has no idea. And I sat with a trauma doctor and I asked him, I said, what's the difference? Why are so many people, not that many more people, were being shot? This is now 20 years ago. This is 25 now. I said, why are they dying? And they showed me an x-ray. he said a .22 caliber bullet will lodge in a lung, and we can probably get it out and maybe save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. Let me see if you actually can hear it.
And save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. So the idea of these...
Really? I didn't know that.
So the idea... I don't know if you knew this, but driving over here, there was so many lungs all over the road that I was just... of being blown...
Yeah.
And... see, these people have no idea. They think this 9mm is like a cannonball.
Right,
it's gonna blow your lung out of the body.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't know.
So they have
He
no
knows.
idea.
He knows, dude.
You would. I would like to think so.
I guarantee he knows. Well, to a point, right? To a point, probably.
Yeah.
He's not as dumb as they'll put off. It's just they're filling their lies to people because a majority of people will believe that and think, that what he's saying is the truth. Man, there's so many things I want to.
There was another comment that somebody made recently. It's something I just find absolutely ridiculous. Concerning AR-15s. I mean, some of the things they say too is.
Yeah, since we're on that topic, I'm gonna find those.
The AR-15 is designed to kill somebody. They're designed to shoot and
because the
kill
word
something.
assault is in front of it. It's an assault rifle. An assault rifle. So that's what they say. That's why they say that.
Yeah, and I think the statistics go down. They always like to put the AR-15 in there, but really, I think the 9mm is probably more used than any other because it's just something you can conceal. And there was somebody who said something recently about AR-15s and the damage it does. What an AR? Let me see.
I know.
I don't know this one,
okay, the guy Beto.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about him? He's the one that interrupted that deal. That was the deal that they were. He was the one exploiting that. Like one of the biggest ones. It's like that one guy said. I'm not going to quote him word for word because he cussed, but he said, shame on you, basically.
Yeah.
For exploiting the death of kids, to run in the middle of that session that they were having with the mayor and the sheriffs and all them and talk about gun control.
Yeah. And what's funny is he wasn't there that whole meeting. Somebody came in and sat in a seat for his place, to hold his place or something. And basically he got there last minute just to do his little thing, his little posture. So, I mean, yeah, they won't. I mean, that's all you're going to hear is just they're going to want to take control of the Second Amendment some way. And really, I mean, I don't remember after the Las Vegas shooting, where that guy was up in that hotel, and really that's never came out with anything too. Like that's kind of still a mystery. Like who is this guy? What reason did he have for doing anything? Nothing's came out about that where he just unloaded it down on a group of people at a concert. And then what happened after that was they wanted to ban bump stocks because he had a bump stock going on. But it's like, I mean, people and we actually got caved into that. However they voted on that, they caved into that, and they says, yeah, nobody needs that. It doesn't matter if somebody needs it or not.
Yeah.
The Second Amendment shall not be infringed. It's just it's unbelievable. And there's a lot of talk going on right now about just what people need, what people don't need, and the how deadly these weapons are. And I wish I could find it, but there was one talking about maybe this is.
The thing to me is this. Okay, the one I wanted to show you. See if you can find it, Michael. You'll be the pull-up guy. But see if you can find the deal where. Oh my word, my blind. I just totally had a brain fart. Our president.
Oh, Biden.
Biden says about he said, you're not going to take away. Let me say this. If you ban guns, only criminals will be armed.
No, yeah.
He had black hair then. He was a senator back when he said that. Basically, he was saying, he said it himself. If you ban this for the general population and do all these things and you have all these restrictions, the criminals are always going to get their hands on the guns.
Of course, yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah, they're
know
not
that.
following the law, and
They don't care about the law.
Yeah.
They're not going to go with not a single criminal out there has went over and bought a gun through a gun store the right way. Some of the things that came out, check this out, okay? You guys want to call me, somebody wants to call me a conspiracy theorist, that's completely fine because we're all making assumptions. But really, we don't know. And to me, nothing's too crazy or far-fetched, in my opinion. But I was talking to someone, I was picking up my gun yesterday from the gun store, my shotgun I just got, or was it the day before? And they said that all the things have been released on what gun that was, those two AR-15s that he had. I believe he had two AR-15s and a 9mm. They were, the setup for the gun that he had from the gun store said that it was a $2,500 setup per gun. He just turned 18. He had only been working for 3 months at Wendy's. Okay. He had two of those. They're one of the highest end AR-15s you can buy. So that's $5,000 in just the gun alone. Okay. Plus the 9mm. I don't even know the details about that. Now let's arm him with the ammo. Okay. We know good and well ammo's not cheap right now.
Yeah.
They said he had at least 60 clips on him, which I'm just like, how is that even? Well, he was wearing his vest and everything, so he must have just had him in the pockets. 60 clips with 30 rounds in them? Dude, we're talking serious. Do the math. That's 1,800, right? 1,800 rounds on him? My goodness. Then he crashes a brand new truck. Where did he get all this? You're trying to tell me he worked at Wendy's for 3 months and bought all this?
Yeah.
And they said the shot placement that he made on his grandma, I don't know about the kids, which it sounds like the kids too and the teachers, were like trained shots.
And I highly doubt he was. Yeah, if he never owned a gun before, but I don't.
But, okay, right. But how did he get this training? How you don't just grab a gun,
right, yeah,
an assault rifle, and know how to be that good with shooting and handling?
Yeah.
To kill 19 kids and 2 adults, and I don't know if that was all just in the one classroom, but to go now fast forward, he crashes that truck. He runs in there. Supposedly people saw him run inside the cops. He gets inside. Now he's starting to do his damage. I shouldn't play that because all it is you're just going to hear sound effects. Have you seen those video clips of the parents screaming outside as this whole thing's going on?
No, I didn't watch any of that stuff.
Reports are now showing that the police waited 40 minutes. I seen 15 minutes, but this one's saying 40 minutes to go into the school while the shooter was active. What is going on there? An off-duty Border Patrol agent busts through the lines, goes inside there, and he's the one that shot this guy. Think about that, dude.
That's pitiful.
Dude, something is fishy there.
Yeah.
If we can't agree that and say, well, conspiracy theory. No. This is proven
If my
facts.
kid was in there, they'd be shooting me in the back.
Dude, I'm watching this.
I think some parents were apprehended. At least I heard that some parents were apprehended.
They had this on one parent. I might have to go back. Let's see if I can. There's a guy they got his face in the ground right there. See him?
Yeah.
He's stuck on the ground and they're handcuffing this guy because that's what he tried to do.
Yeah.
They're freaking out. They're screaming. They're pacing. The guy's like shaking the cops saying, please let him do something. Do something.
Oh, yeah. The kid gets free reign in there.
Yeah.
Whoever it is gets free reign in there to do whatever for an hour or 45 minutes, whatever it is.
This Mr. Cesara says, let's rush in. Quote, let's just rush in because the cops aren't doing anything like they are supposed to. Unquote. More could have been done. Turns out Border Patrol rushed in as soon as they arrived. But why didn't the police?
Yeah, it's their job.
Why didn't the police?
Yeah.
What's going on here, dude?
You got vests. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's another thing. I'm gonna pull.
I mean,
you know
really, that's your job. You hate to ask somebody to go in there and lay your life down, but like that's what you signed up for. If you're going to be a police officer,
I don't think it's that though,
and
dude.
really, I praise the men that do that, but it's just
someone's telling them not
to. Yeah, there's something weird for them not to go in.
Some people are saying FBI, CIA. I don't know, but someone's telling them not to go in there, dude.
And people, but officers, in that situation, they don't just rush in and do whatever they're going to do.
They
especially
have leadership
if they're coming in like that.
Right.
I'm sure if they were
tactically they have to go in or whatever. But still, who's telling them not to do that? And then to take a step further, okay, we can blame their leadership for that, saying, okay, your leadership told you not to. But at this point, we're disobeying a direct command to save the lives of these innocent kids. So then now it leaves the leadership. We already blame them. It goes down to these guys now. Why didn't these guys say, you know what? I'm disobeying my direct leadership. There's people getting shot and killed right now as we speak, innocent kids. I'm going in. So why didn't those guys do that?
Yeah.
They're just as sick if they ain't doing it, you know?
Right.
I'm going to play. So I'm bringing this back up, guys, because this is all stuff that's resurfaced since the last one. Let me find. Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is right here. There is a video of it because I seen it. His hair was black. Maybe I'll still find it. But Republican Jim Jordan quoted just recently Senator Joe Biden from 1985. So this has been a long time. This is almost 40 years ago. 30, what is that? 37?
Yeah, 37 years ago.
Okay. He said, I am convinced, this is quote, I am convinced that a criminal who wants a firearm can get one through illegal, untraceable, unregistered sources with or without gun control, unquote.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's gotten less coherent nowadays, so.
Yeah. Well, it's just a
And
reminder for
now-
all us listening, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you guys see what's going, you know? Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that's going on that we're seeing firsthand, you know?
Yeah.
Man, there's another topic I want to talk about, but we're talking about this whole situation, so I'll stay with it. But here's another story from Jessica McMaster. She said, it's worth repeating. A mom drove there to the scene, got handcuffed, got out
That's
of
the one
handcuffs,
that's what I heard.
hopped a fence, went inside the school, and walked out with her 2 kids, all while 19 officers waited outside the classroom where the gunman was.
Yeah, that's the one I heard. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, bravo for
There's-
her, but how do you sleep at night after a situation that, like, I would quit that job and say, you know, I'm not a man enough, or woman, whoever, man or woman officer.
Yeah.
It's like, and to boot that she drove 40 miles there to pick her kids up.
Right. There is some, like, there's always, like, just things are breaking though about the timeline about what happened with the shooting, and it's really not looking good for that police chief. I think it's just
How could it?
there's a lot of stuff.
It's starting to come to
Yeah,
a head.
Yeah, because I don't know how many of those guys have their body cams rolling, but there's nowadays people have phones out and they can see things going on. That's why we have the information that we have, and you know, and I'm sure some kids maybe even had phones, so things can get lined
dude, there's
up.
a lot of 10-year-old kids that have phones nowadays.
Yeah.
So stuff's gonna. But again, for this Mr. Conspiracy Theorist, do you think we'll ever really see that stuff come forward? You know, because they're gonna protect themselves.
Yeah. I guess whatever can come out, and they'll throw whoever they need to under the bus, for whatever purpose they need them for. You know, and ultimately they want our guns, and you know, they say we don't want to take your guns away. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that Beto guy, you know, when he was running for president, he says, "Yeah, I'm going to take your AR, I'm going to take your guns." Oh, and then when it's politically profitable for him, he changes and says, "No, I don't want to take your guns. I've changed my mind." And then he jumps back again and says, "Yeah, I want to take your guns again."
Yeah.
So they change with whoever they're talking. At least him, he's a joke.
They're a bunch of liars, and they're a bunch of backstabbers, and they're politicians.
Yeah.
I mean, bottom line.
Yeah. Biden claims not about taking rights away before listing ways he wants to take your rights away.
Oh, and to boot, dude. So some people are saying this will work. Some people, I don't know what you think about. What do you think about putting? I have my thoughts on it, and I'm not saying I'm definitely for doing this because I just don't know if that's what's gonna. But they're talking about we need to have security guards are not security guards, but like cops, and this is their job. Maybe come up with a whole new security force where they are highly trained. They got to go to the post academy like the cops do. Yeah. The whole thing, they're cops, but they're specifically assigned for the schools instead of just being like, oh, we'll send one of our, the county sheriffs down there and protect them for the day. No, like they are designated. That's their full-time job.
Yeah.
And I have my thoughts on that. I don't know how much. I mean, it's definitely better than nothing. But their biggest thing now is, and Trump had just said this, he said, he was talking at the NRA deal, and he said, if we can send $40 billion to Ukraine, because people are saying right now, can't afford it.
I think that passed.
We can't afford it. Yes.
Yeah.
You talking about the Ukraine thing?
Yeah, the Ukraine.
It did.
Yeah.
So they're saying we can't afford paying for this. This is the country that supposedly cares so much for our kids, so much cares for our safety. We just sent Ukraine $40 billion, but we can't protect our children at the school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
dude. They're sick.
Our priorities are just flip flopped.
They're sick.
Yeah,
they are sick.
It makes no sense whatsoever. Did you hear how that person got in there? Supposedly, there was like a back door that one teacher came out.
Oh, that kid.
Yeah, one teacher came out, some back door that's usually locked, to go grab a sandwich or lunch or something like that, and like prop the door open.
So it's normally locked?
I assume so. But I mean, if that's some kind of
I seen the video of him running in that back door.
Yeah, and really, that's school should have some kind of like single point of entrance into a school.
Well, that's what someone was saying: one way in, one way out, and I agree with that because that would eliminate and to make it better, one guard.
Yeah.
So if you had a single point of entry, you had high fences, which is pathetic. Yes, it is that, and we're living in a day and time that we have to do that. But you know what? It is what it is. Yeah. If we're gonna do something, let's put high fences up with stinking spikes at the top. There's no way to get over. There's one way in, one way out.
And there's legislation I think that's out there right now, where some people on the right are proposing it is eliminating the gun-free zone in schools, and not making it a gun-free zone, to where if a teacher can carry, they can carry into the class, or if there's security. I remember when I had to go to school, they had security that roams around. Yeah. But they don't have any gun. They might have like they don't have like a stun gun or something like that. They probably have mace. That's all they have. But it's like these people need to be armed. If these people are your security, how can they secure the premises if the guy coming on campus has a weapon?
Right.
What are they going to do? And I know there are some parents that have stepped up, obviously not in California, but in certain states that I'm sure they went through.
Go out there.
They were standing in post outside of their schools that their kids went to, with their guns.
I know.
Out.
And you know what? And I don't mean to pick on that, but it's kind of like, it's not that, and I'm sure those people aren't doing it for publicity or anything, but my thought is like, okay, it's kind of like after the fact, like what's that going to do now? Yeah. You know, like it's a bigger, I appreciate you making the effort, go stand there in front of your kid's school, whatever, but it's like, that's not going to, I appreciate what you're doing, but that's not going to fix it. We need a bigger deal, you know.
It needs to be a permanent solution.
It needs to be a permanent solution, a fix, a remedy to this whole situation. And you know, guys like that, that's awesome and great and everything, whatever, you know. But it's like it's too late, and there's got to be something done now about all these things. And what I had said before is, I said we're not looking at the big picture here. The big picture that has been a big problem is that it's not a gun problem, it's a sin problem, okay? That's not first and foremost, right? But then what are you doing to elevate that level of sin in people's lives and desensitize these people? The games. Like I said, there's murder, there's rape, there's blood, all these sick things that you can go do in these games that these kids are growing up playing.
Yeah.
And he's in the worst generation of it all, right? Like we kind of, you're in my generation, we're coming up and computers are new, nobody really has them. We didn't walk around with phones when we were 10, 12, 13, or born with them. These kids are sitting at the table nowadays with 2 years old, scrolling through their iPads. They don't know nothing else.
Yeah.
So we had parties and did things without phones and entertainment where we're in our own world. We just had fun, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people say that nowadays, like, man, I wish miss those days. I wish our kids could experience a time where there wasn't a phone to look at and selfies to do and all that junk. Just stink and visit with your friends. Yeah. So the phones, the social media, the drugs that they're constantly trying to stuff down kids' throats. No telling what that kid was on, because I'm not whatever, but he was known to be transgender or
he was something. Yeah,
he was cross-dressing. 18 years old, cross-dressing. Wherever you want to go with that. So there was mental things going on there. And what they said is here, the mom came forward, and I seen this because there's a point to this. So the mom said, I quote, "He had his reasons for doing what he did. Please don't judge him."
Talking about the shooting?
Yes, the mom of this kid said that. Don't judge him. That's the problem, dude. We're living in this world. We can't say nothing about anybody, dude. You can't say, dude, you know, how many times on the school grounds did we tease each other with our nationality, basically, like slang or nicknames for Mexican, white, Portuguese, black, whatever. We tease each other. I never went in my room and cried because someone called me a cracker. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
But now everything's about you're judging, you're picking on, and again, it's the media, it's people, it's what they're teaching the kids in the public schools from the time they're little kids. They're putting this little stigma on their shoulders. And it's the Texas school shooter's mom, Salvador Ramos, that was the name of the shooter. His mom speaks out and says, forgive me, forgive my son, which I can't imagine what she knows she's dealing with. But the fact that she said, don't judge him. So we're not supposed to judge somebody that killed 19 kids and 2 adults. He had his reasons.
What reasons were that?
Yeah, explain that. I'd like to explain that to me.
What's his reasons for killing my kid? You know, that's unbelievable.
It is. It literally is. It's hard to even comprehend and not.
And really, too, like the kids that did go to school, because how old was he? 18.
18.
So the last 2 years he was at home. Who knows what?
Right.
I don't know what his mom allowed him to be involved with at home.
Or what his environment was, right? And that's what I brought up. Is like it's the kids are products of their environment.
Yeah.
But then at some point you've got to take ownership of your own decisions, and that's the thing is nobody wants to take ownership of the wrongs and the things that they've done. You know, in this day and age we live in. Yeah. It's just like that guy I said the other day about the guy running out of the Lowe's right there, and I was like, he's stealing something. And they just looked at him, and I was so mad. And then I was like, what's the deal with that, man? And he's like, dude, just last week, I'm repeating myself, one of our employees, a lady, mind you, not a guy, a lady reached out as the guy stealing a drill or something, reached out to try to grab him. Didn't hit him, didn't chase him.
Right.
And they fired her right there.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's not like she like punched him or anything like that, or did something like just worth.
A guy was helping me at Lowe's the other day with some. I was looking at some lights. He worked there as an older gentleman, and I mentioned that to him, and he's like, "Yeah, it just makes me sick." I said, "So does that mean I can walk the stuff I'm buying right now? You mind if I just walk out the front door?" He's like, "Oh, you're an honest guy. You wouldn't do that." And I thought, yeah. I said, "So I told him, I go, so I have to work for my stuff, but everybody else, not saying I want to do that, but like, you know what I mean, like." Yeah. But you know, don't do nothing to them. Don't judge them. They're allowed to run out of there, and they can do that and get away with it and everything. It's like, what sick times, man, we're living in. It's like the law means nothing. Yeah. There is no repercussions, dude. You start chopping people's hands off that start stealing stuff within a day. Sure.
Yeah.
Did you hear? National news in Merced County, man just had his hand chopped off because he stole a drill, $300 drill out of Lowe's. Dude, you talk about crime ending. One guy was standing next to a Mexican guy. He was just standing there. He was super tall, man. He was like huge guy. He was like standing right by me. And he would just his hands crossed. He looked over that guy and looked at me as he ran out of the store. And he's like, man, all you need is 2 Samoan bodyguards standing outside of the Lowe's entrance and just tackle those guys. And he goes, beat him up, beat the, out of him. And he goes, it ended right then there. I asked the guy to check register, and I said, how many times a day? He said, multiple. Every single day.
Especially a big store like that.
Yes, and I said, well, why wouldn't you? Dude, when I was there getting those lights, the alarms that they have on the little power tools started going off, so someone else was stealing another one.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like, why not then?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
my brain's just like imploding, dude. Like I can't comprehend it.
Buy some duct tape next time you're there. Just like wrap around your head,
just to protect everything from coming out,
from exploding. It's getting to that point. Like you got to wrap your head in duct tape to. Yeah. Like my head can explode like on a daily basis for all the garbage that comes out.
Easily.
Some of the just stupidest stuff.
What else did you?
I was looking at something right here because they were talking about gun bans and.
That's
there's a form out here from a form 4473. Firearms transaction record from a Hunter Robert Biden. If you don't know that, Joe Biden's son, his prized child. The one that's not Bo. Hunter Biden lied on a form 4473 to illegally purchase a gun. a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. His girlfriend then dumped that gun in the trash next to a school. He wasn't arrested. Why don't we enforce existing laws before demanding new ones? And really, what they scream, we need to do something, right? That's the big thing right now. We need to do something. What would you do that would have stopped this? What's the law that you would have implemented that would have stopped this shooting or any other shooting in that matter? And some of whenever they had the assault rifle ban, whatever it was back in the 90s, and but there was what major school? There was a major school shooting.
It wasn't that far back, dude. No,
you're talking in the early 2000s.
No, you're talking about that was Sandy Hook.
Okay,
that's when they did it.
And there was an assault rifle ban, and then they.
I can't remember
during one of the school shootings.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, it doesn't stop it just because you have a ban on it.
No.
They get the hands on weapons. And
there was multiple school shootings during that ban, that assault rifle ban, dude.
It doesn't change anything.
I
think it was Sandy Hook. And
it was.
Well, but there was one.
Because that's when they did the assault ban.
And the same day in Sandy Hook took place, there was some place overseas, in I forgot what country it was. It was overseas in like an Asian country. But somebody went into a school over there and stabbed the same amount of kids, and they died
with a knife.
With a knife that Sandy Hook happened.
Wow.
The same amount of kids.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. You could probably go there and look it up.
Dude, that's why I brought up John Carpenter with the kids with the pitchfork.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That didn't make no national. I mean, it actually did make some national news a little bit just for the fact. But let's not. No pitchforks. We don't need to ban pitchforks. What I was gonna say is, it's so stupid that we're even having this conversation.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be talking about this because it's so blatant and so obvious that it's not the gun problem. It's almost like maybe I'm foolish for even getting fired up and worked up because it's so plain and obvious. They know, we know it's not the gun. It's just control.
Yeah.
But yet we have to fight for our rights and talk about this stuff because so people don't completely just fall into this. Man, I seen a deal. I couldn't believe it. Man, I wish I could find that stat.
It was in China, by the way. It was a 36-year-old villager named, anyways, I'm not going to say his name. Stabbed 24 people, including 23 children and an elderly woman.
Wow.
It doesn't say that they actually died, so I correct that there.
Okay, but regardless, the damage that was done.
And stabbed 23 kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. The thing about the terrorists, a terrorist's main weapon is what, a plane or a vehicle, right? Because you can. I mean, how many those things have we seen that just they've rammed a vehicle through and killed how many people or ran people over? Just different things. It's just what do we, do we regulate every single thing that we can possibly get our hands on? And was it England or it was England. When it is looking into banning knives or legislating knives over there because they already got their guns taken away.
Right.
So, but people use knives. So they're looking into stopping that somehow. But it's like people will go to some. We're gonna ban rocks. They're gonna go to rocks and they're gonna start.
Look at Cain. Use a rock to kill Abel.
Yeah, that's what's gonna come down. You cannot legislate it away. You can't legislate evil in people's hearts.
No.
The people are sick.
Yep.
It's just they're gonna find something to kill somebody with.
They absolutely will, dude. They'll take a bat. They'll take a rock. They'll do a chokehold. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a sin. That's what I said. It's a sin problem.
Yeah.
Man, that went by fast. I gotta take off, but
we need to do another one. Not on this, obviously, but
yeah, listen to this guy.
I've been wanting to do something that's a little more lighthearted and kind of going a little bit. More,
no, we will.
Because it's.
Actually, I've been thinking that. I was like, man, I need to have some more comedy and some laughter in my podcast.
Yeah,
and
we'll do it. I got some ideas I could throw on, and people probably enjoy it more, so they're not screaming. I don't know whatever they're listening to. If they're listening to it in the mornings,
yeah.
If it is, then they're probably like, oh, I'm getting so fired up in the morning, like
I'm walking to work, right?
Give me a coffee.
Don't look at me like that. What are you doing? Yeah. No, I actually thought that too. I don't want to stay on that, and that's why the mixture of duck hunting and all that other stuff. But
yeah.
anyways, I said, man, I need some good laughter sessions, just where you can get in there and laugh and laugh and laugh. But man, we just got to keep fighting. We got to keep protecting. I seen something that I was looking for. I couldn't find it, but there's like 393 million. Does this sound exaggerated? Million gun owners in the United States? That sounds about right, probably. I think it was about 393 million is what I read. And what was it? Oh, man, I wish I had that thing. I think I was just about to find it too.
I can probably look it up.
But what the percentage of each
the ratio of gun to gun owner?
Yes, like it was like three or 4 or 5, and I was like, oh, I don't have that many, and I was like, yeah, I do. You start looking at what you have, you're like, man, yeah, you do have. Oh, let me read this at the end, unless you find that too. Guns. I put this on our Instagram, Mid-Valley Mercenaries. Guns. We defend our president with guns. We defend our congressmen with guns. We defend our governors with what? Guns.
Say it with us.
Say it with us. We defend our celebrities. And notice how everyone I'm saying are people that are fighting against guns. Every single one of these. President, congressmen, governors, celebrities. We defend our sporting events with guns. We defend our jewelry stores with guns. We defend our banks, our office buildings, our factories, our courts. We defend our children with a sign that reads, "This is a gun-free zone."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's messed up, man. But anyways, I got to go to work. But did you end up finding that? What the... I'm almost 100% sure it was like 390 million. But then it was something crazy, like average 3 to 4.
These are like percentages.
Okay, it's fine. Wow.
Okay,
so if you guys probably didn't think I had stuff ready quick, it was a really last minute deal. We'll do some lighthearted ones, some laughing ones, some more waterfowl ones. But this one I wanted to get some new information out there on this shooting. And not necessarily because I'm trying to focus on the shooting, but just what they're trying to do with it. Bring some light to some things, and really the truth that's starting to come out about the whole thing. I called it. I called it the next morning before anything came out in the news. I said all this stuff, this was going to happen. I mean, we all knew it. I'm nothing special, but as you guys well know, that was right though, huh?
393 million civilian-owned arms in the United States.
Yeah, that's just 393 million people that have a gun.
Yeah.
Not to say that they have how many per that person. So come get it. Come get it, boys. Yeah. You want to keep making these gun laws? Good luck. Come get it. How many people are in the United States? When with this?
329 million. So it's going up.
How's that possible?
Yeah. Somebody's lying.
Something's fishy here.
Yeah, something's not right there. There were an estimated 393 million civilian-owned firearms. That's what it is. It's 393 civilian. The actual firearms is 393.
So we don't know the amount of people that own guns. We just know approximately 393.
An estimated 4.6 million guns. American children live in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in other words, there's 393 million guns out there.
Yeah. More than 1/3 of homes contain at least one gun.
That's it. It's got to be more than that.
No, I believe that. It says California is 18% gun ownership.
Really?
There's a lot of people here in California.
And there's a lot more.
It's dwindling, but there's a lot of people here.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next lighthearted one. Bring your laughing shoes. Bring your laughing shoes and
find your laughing place.
Find your happy place. We'll see you guys in the next one.